All right, we are recording, and let me pull up my notes. And so, of course, both of you guys are coming into the studio. As usual, Olaf has something teal colored because he always does. He's Rasselhagian, even though Rasselhag doesn't exist yet as a formal nation. The ethnicity certainly does. But as usual, he's got something teal colored on his outfit. And for this segment, since he has the two regularly visiting coaches' team emblems on his lapels, he has the Golden Suns on one side, and on the other side, he has the Dover Crows. And just above that is the basically what can only be described as a golden colored, or maybe it's a brass material, Viking horned helmet, and it's set on a teal disc, and he's got that set above the Dover Crows. And I didn't think I was going to actually mention this, but there's a reason why they're situated that way. For the viewers or others that don't know, Rasselhag in the 3020s, and for actually a good long time, was a subjugate portion of the Draconis Combine. The Lyrans kind of supported them, but it was mostly for their own political benefit of throwing shade on the Draconis Combine. So that's why on Olaf's lapels he's got the teal stuff above the Dover Crows logo, which of course the Dover Crows are effectively a representative of the Draconis Combine. At any rate, he will, of course, motion for both of you to take your seat in his little V-shaped seating area slash desk. No. And, he'll shuffle a stack of note cards, and then after a moment, the production team will start dimming the lights, count you guys down, and then he starts. Welcome back once again, Mech fans. The Commanders round matches continue, and this next match promises to be quite the interesting match, possibly one of the best ones of the week. But first, a quick statement for our supporters, brought to you by the fine people of the Donegal Media Group, Krieg Dominion Media, and in conjunction with the Solaris Broadcasting Company. I am Olaf Krieg, and this is the Triple Press. That's right. Ever since 3022, we have brought you the finest in combat sports entertainment, and from time to time, some stellar interviews and commentary to further support our excellent match coverage, and I'm sure this will continue for many years to come, for sure. Our next match features one of our expansion teams coming from the world of Dover in the Draconis Combine and supported by the Luthien Armor Works, the Dover Crows. This is their first year this is their first year here in the league, but don't let that lack of experience be your sole guide into their capabilities. While they are presently ranked 7th in the league with 2 wins and 3 losses, they have taken the field each week and proven that they are certainly a team that cannot so easily be dismissed. They are presently number 5 in the league for kills by team, and while Sugita Ao isn't at the top of the personal kill leaderboards like Alexander Clift is, his 3 kills in the league thus far is nothing to laugh at. Taking on the Crows this week is our only team to have remained undefeated all year and a 2-time Trinity Cup champion, earning the prestigious title first in the so-called season that wasn't of early 3022 and again in 3024. Only one of their matches was not a win, and that one was a draw suffered at the hands of the current number 1 team, the American Industrialists. Of course, I'm talking about the Davion Golden Suns, currently number 2 in the league, and they are boasting an impressive 4 wins and 1 draw as they head into the Commanders round of Week 6.
And the only reason that
here we go. I knew Skylar was going to interject at some point.
The only reason that wasn't a win was because of the biased officials that we always talk about, Olaf. And here we are.
You always talk about it, Skylar. Now, hold on. I'm not done. Let me finish my little intro bit here.
Okay, fine. Do your spiel.
Joining me to talk about their teams and the match in which they'll be facing off against each other, I am fortunate enough, again, to be joined by the Countess Skylar Hawking Davion, who you've already heard from, and Kenji Tanaka of the Crows. My friends, welcome back to the show. It is very nice to see you again.
Hello.
I love how Kenji's just like, hi.
As always, Olaf, we need to have a special sit down to talk about the official bias in this league that's holding the Golden Suns back from being that top tier team that everyone knows what we are.
I think what I just did in real life is exactly what Olaf does. He grabs his little coffee cup or whatever, and he takes a sip, and he's just kind of gently, subtly shaking his head as if to say, all right, whatever. Skylar, my first question is actually for you. It has recently come to the attention of the production team that the Davion Golden Suns have just recently entered negotiations with a commercial business in order to secure the rights to use one of these old, unused stadium arenas here in Solaris City, a result of which was apparently brought upon by the Golden Suns' good fortunes and continued successes this year. Can you please share with us some of this story and let the fans know what this might mean for both the Suns and the other teams, not to mention our viewers and fan base?
Yes, yes. So we have entered into a contract with a new home stadium for the Golden Suns. So I think we're planning to have it, something called the Skyler Superdome or something like that. It's all still to be. I thought it was going to be ready now, but everyone's telling me it takes time to get all the concession stands together and make sure all the necessary ballistic barriers are in place so no fans get killed by a stray AC-20 shot, but yes, it is coming. So, the fans, we always want to treat our fans the best. And, it'll be good to have a new stadium to call home.
We might have to institute some debate rules and give you a time clock in which to have your answer because you tend to wander off, almost off tangent. Fortunately, you did stay on the course this time, so it wasn't as bad. I joke, of course, Skyler. I am jesting. But that is an interesting turn of events. The first team in the league to be offered the opportunity to have their own home stadium, which will make things interesting, I'm sure, for the league as we progress both through this season and seasons to come. Kenji, my next question is for you. 2 weeks ago, the American Industrialists handed you a very solid defeat with a score of 10-1. Last week, it was the Romoran opposition with a score of 6-3. Tonight, you are facing arguably one of the three potentially powerful teams in the league. What are we looking at tonight in order to break this losing streak that the Crows are currently undergoing?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I just know that hopefully there'll be tons of lasers and bullets flying everywhere.
It's an interesting way to respond. And one could safely assume, of course, that in a match like this, there are definitely going to be lots of lasers.
The Hunchback will be taking the field, so there'll be lots and lots of.
Is that your disco ball that you dance to every night?
Yes, yes.
That might have been a little unprofessional of me, so I'm going to apologize now before my production manager comes out and tells me I need to do it formally.
That's okay. I mean, it's always time to party after the Hunchback has, made mincemeat of the opposition.
Yeah, well, there may be mincemeat tonight. We'll see how that turns out. Now, this next question is actually, hold on, I just lost my place on my notes here. 1 second. Oh, now a question for both of you. There we go. 3 weeks ago in the Grasshopper round, American Industrialists scored a massive chunk of points that propelled them into the number one position, and this is obviously a position they've had yet to relinquish. Given the extra number of points possible here tonight for one of you, what are the two of you going to do that may be different than previous in order to get those points for yourselves and maybe generate some massive upward movement for your own team? I'm going to start with Skylar, and then I'll ask Kenji to give his thoughts on this question.
Well, of course, the strategy is just, going to be, target the, opposing commander while protecting your own, similar to, the special rules that we had in place for the Grasshopper round. But this being a bit of a twist on that you can actually designate who is the commander for your team. So it's not necessarily the mech that you think it's going to be. Everyone will, of course, knew to target the Grasshopper. But now it could be any of the three opposition mechs. So we'll just have to play it by ear. But ultimately, we just want to crush as many of the opponent mechs as we can. So it ultimately just boils down to who can put the most lasers and autocannon rounds and missiles into the air.
This is true. It is said that in a firefight, he who fires the most tends to win. Sorry, Kenji, your thoughts on this question?
He's not wrong, and like you just mentioned, more lead downrange is more often beneficial for the person shooting it.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely better to send it than to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add on to that answer?
Nope, that will be it.
All right. Skylar, last week you said the Crows were, and I believe the words were, only a feeder team for the Dragonborn. Tonight, you have a chance to put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and be able to back those words up by defeating them handily. Maybe I should save this question for post-match. How about this one? Next week, you're taking on the Lyran Debutantes, a team that only recently underwent a change of management, and frankly, they've been excelling ever since. What are your thoughts for when you face them next week?
Well, it's an interesting situation because, of course, everyone knows that the the Lyrans and the Federated Suns, that we have a mutual alliance that we've been working on for a while. So there's that off the field, political element there. But I think that they have potential to be a top contending team, and we'll just see how friendly of a match it turns out to be. Going into it, I expect the potential there for a friendly match, but you never know. I mean, this is I almost said this is Blood Bowl.
Well, I mean, you are playing James next week, so it could be a bowl of blood involved.
But Skylar would say, yes, this is the Trios League, so we know that ultimately we're here to win. So we'll see how long the friendliness lasts.
Indeed. And as they say, sometimes bullets do make enemies out of friends. Kenji, next week you're facing off against the Luthien Dragonborn, another one of what some could say are the top 3 most powerful teams in the leagues. You face the Industrialists, and tonight you're facing the Golden Suns, which means by next week you will have fought against all 3 of those teams. What are your thoughts going through your mind now, knowing the challenges of both tonight and next week? And as a follow-on question, what are your thoughts about the potential of weeks 8 and 9 comparatively easier after the Dragonborn?
To be honest, I don't really have that much thought. I mean, I look forward to see how our counterpart in the Draconis Combine is doing, but like I said, we haven't really talked to them much, so time will tell, I guess.
Indeed. And any thoughts for anything after the Dragonborn as you look at weeks 8 and 9?
I don't know. We'll see if those matches are truly easy. But I don't like, what's the word?
You don't want to put your eggs in the basket just yet.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair way. Maybe it's counting eggs before they're hatched. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the 30,000 or 33,000 something or other, 30/20s. Who knows what the phrases are?
Skylar will actually interject here, and she'll be
of course
like,
she will.
of course she will. She'll say, "Look, kid, let me give you some like." Actually, I don't know if Genji is actually younger than her. She would probably be like mid-30s, maybe.
I feel like Kenji's probably in about that same range.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, yeah. Even if she's older, she'll still say kid.
Of course she would, because she looks down on everybody.
But Sky will be like, "Look, kid, let me give you some advice. You're facing one of the toughest teams tonight, but next week facing the Dragonborn, this is a chance for you to show for your team, to reverse the role and show the Dragonborn, who's the true master from the Draconis Combine, and, make them the number 2.
A little infighting, I see. Sure.
I mean, it is Solaris, as they say. What happens on Solaris stays on Solaris.
Yeah.
Skylar would totally be saying that just to, get a dig in at the Dragonborn.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Before she has to face them.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, my friends. Some wonderful commentary from our 2 team managers for this next match, and some interesting insight into what makes them tick and think the way they do. We think for Skylar, it's mostly the alcohol. But that is all for now, as I am being told that the Suns and Crows are currently starting to make their appearance on the field, which means, of course, that this match is literally seconds away from starting. So let's head on over to the Krieg Dominion blimp and watch for all the explosions and the pretty lasers. And yes, I put pretty lasers in there specifically because I had a feeling, because I think I wrote this before. No, I wrote this after I set the match up. So I knew there was one particular mech that was definitely going to be out there. At any rate, let me pull up the rules. All right, first event. I've already added your free experience point to both teams already. So the next event will be the MWE, which we will start with the home team. Talus, I need a +2, or I'm sorry, 2d6 for training. And well, remember, I'm not sure what happened. It looks like you disconnected.
Let me see if I can reach
from
you
the server.
here.
That is, I should say.
Yeah.
Talus, you rolled a 7 for training, which is going to be no result, unfortunately. Now, on the flip side,
Just like all the other times. Let's go.
Yeah, why break tradition now?
Yeah.
Your next option, though, is recruiting, and you do have a +2 on that based on one of your sponsorships. Awesome. You rolled an 11 for recruiting. So
Yep.
that means you have hired, or rather you have found and may choose to hire both a pilot and a technician. I believe your intentions are for both, yes? Or you could choose Basically, you could choose the pilot, the tech, neither, or both.
Just the tech.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a 1d6 roll to see what your tech's skill level is. That is not a 1d6. Nobody, of course, on the watching the video. Oh wow, you got a veteran tech. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Give me another 1d6 to see how many experience points they begin with.
1d6 or 2d?
1. 4 experience points. Let me go ahead and throw him on your roster now. New tech veteran. He will start with 2 edge and what was it, 4? Yeah, 4. God damn. 4 experience. 1. Oh, okay. All right. That will take care of that. Now, for Fohammer and the Golden Suns, you also elected training and recruiting, and you also have a +2 on recruiting. So, go ahead and hit me with that training 2d6, please.
All right.
For a total of 8. That will give 1 experience point to all pilots and techs not injured. Pull up your roster and start adding 1s, everybody. Okay. All right. And then go ahead and give me that 2d6 recruiting roll, and we will add 2 to it. For a total of 10. That gives you a pilot. Would you like to continue with the hiring process for this pilot?
Yeah, I honestly, I probably need a technician more. I've lost a few technicians, but yeah, I'll go ahead and hire a pilot.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a 1d6 to see what their skill level is.
All right.
And they are a regular pilot. Go ahead and give me another one to see how many
Of course.
experience points they have. 5. 1 regular pilot new. So I'm just going to cut that cell over.
I got so many regular pilots.
But you know, a regular pilot is better than a not regular pilot. And they start with, this is tier, what is this called? Oh, that's tactics. Hero tactics. And they start with, what was it again? 5 experience.
5.
1, ready. 5. That's loud for some reason. Even though I'm sure all it is you're just scraping the bottom of your bowl or whatever. Okay, I have to remember how to do this part because it's been a minute since I had player versus players rolling gather intelligence. So let me see. Let's see. Home player first, then away team. All right. Well, you know what? I guess we're just gonna wing it because I think I remember the original intent was that one person makes their roll first, and then the other person, if they choose to change it, will make their changes first. So let's start with the home team making their gather intelligence roll first. That's the Crows. I just need a 2d6 from you. For a total of 8. And that will give you pilots and skill levels. Your opponent's pilots are all 3. They are 2 and 2 for gunnery and piloting. Pritha has 3 edge and weapon actually they all have advantages. One of them has weapon specialist AC 20, another has natural aptitude gunnery, and the last one has hot dog, which assists with
Overheating.
heat related rolls if I'm not mistaken. While you are considering what that may mean for you,
those SPAs basically just give away what they're gonna be.
Yeah, I mean they kind of
I
do,
don't
but
think there's any surprise.
I mean, you know, I mean, honestly, like anybody, any reasonable coach is going to be paying attention to what their next opponent usually brings to the field. So
Yeah.
in that case, though, Fohammer, I need your 2d6 gather intelligence roll, please.
All right.
For a total of 6, which is no results.
Yep.
And then that takes it back to Talus. Based on the information you've been provided, is there any desire to change your lineup before we get started?
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I would go ahead and do the big reveal, and then separate the 2 sets of teams here. So
Oh
Foehammer
boy.
gets all those, and Talus gets those. All right. Roughly 1800. It's like 1801 or 1799. I don't math so good.
1,800
Yeah,
or
there's
1,750 or something like that.
yeah, it's like
Now,
1800 battle value difference there.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if you could review your pilots, make sure everything is selected correctly as best as you can. And if there are any issues, let me know. We should be good to go. But once you are satisfied, Talus, you will choose your side first because you are the home team.
um,
Don't click done yet.
okay.
All right, you're taking southeast, and I'm
Yeah,
assuming you're good.
southeast.
You're good with your setup. Everything's good there.
Yep.
All right. Bo, assuming everything is good with yours, go ahead and select the northwest.
Yep, I'm just double checking
For sure.
the configurations for the pilot. It always throws me off because the how weird the AC-20 is for the
Yeah, you have to go find it basically.
yeah, you have to go find it because
almost
it's not a
literally.
checkbox. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to.
it's
Well,
a
you check
drop
weapon.
down, so
You check
yeah.
weapon specialist, and then it chooses the weapons from the mech that pilot is assigned to, which is
Yeah.
weird. But I guess it's
Alright.
easier that way than having to select through multitudes of
Yeah,
weapons.
yeah. Instead of having like each one be its own checkbox. Yeah.
Correct. All right, gentlemen, the map is set. Victory conditions are set. Please click done if you are satisfied, and we will get this underway.
All right.
I'm going to switch back over to that screen on that one. Of course, I can't see shit right away, even though I'm Team 0 or Team None. Although I think there's a way to set it up. I haven't figured it out, and James even asked me the other day about how to do it so that as an observer I could still see everything, but whatever. We've got an open map, though, it looks like. Some variations in elevation, but that is about it, except for a couple of random-ass trees. It looks like the GTL landscapers have said, fuck it, let's just make it hills.
I made too many fires in the previous
Yeah,
matches.
maybe that's what it is. They're tired of cleaning up dead, burnt-out trees.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, you guys decided to come in from the corners instead of the... Well, I shouldn't say you guys. You, Talus, decided to come in from one corner. All right, Talus, I'm not going to lie to you, though. The not Olaf in me really wants to see the Golden Suns take a loss tonight. So let's go. Bring it. Also, underdog and expansion team. Not to be confused with that. Not even won a single damn match yet, Wolverines, and it's unlikely they're going to win this week, even though I'm playing the Wolverines against my Merrick's as a bot. Which, by the way, if you're viewing this video, that match, the Rock City Wolverines taking off against the American Industrialists, will be streamed live Thursday, the 16th of November at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, twitch.tv/Omar Krieg. Tune in live, or catch it after Friday morning, the 17th, after 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on youtube.com/@Omar Krieg. Now that I've done plugging myself, I think I'm going to play on my phone. Try to pay attention vaguely to what's going on the battlefield. All right. Atlas is moving first, followed by the Imp, which leaves the two fast movers moving last.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to be. And you know why it's that way? Why it's actually doing it the way most people would want it. It's because I'm not playing. I'm just facilitating. Oh, on that note, if you guys could let me have sufficient time to review the reports from firing and melee so I can update things appropriately. So, i.e., don't click done until I'm done.
Yep,
I
no
guess it's basically what I'm trying to say. Atlas is scooting forward. What is the Imp doing? The Imp is a new mech. I shouldn't say new, but it's a mech we haven't seen yet in the league. 3-5 movement, carrying some medium lasers, a couple of PPCs, an LRM-15. I could have sworn it had a large laser, but maybe I was wrong.
It's the Irby's big brother.
Yeah, pretty much. It's. I mean, the only thing that's making that mech look good right now, to be totally honest with you, is the paint job that was slapped on it. Because that mech model is. Ugh.
Yeah.
Not all mechs were meant to look cool, I
Hmm.
suppose. Interesting. We got the Imp moving
Interesting.
forward and the Jenner swinging around. I think Talus is reverting back to his MWO NASCAR days. Except he's going the wrong direction.
Going the wrong way, yeah.
I just realized that. He's like, yep. No, he turned left way too soon.
Although in Mech Warrior Online NASCAR, you can go either way.
I suppose you can. It's just if you're not going with the group, you're gonna get eaten by the other team.
Yeah. Hmm.
I always hated that NASCAR philosophy. It's like, why are we gonna keep making these damn left turns around the map? Like, let's just. I'm not saying we have to run out in the middle and beat the shit out of each other, but like, Jesus, man. Canyon Network, I'm looking specifically at you. That map was so easy to NASCAR on. That one, and what was the snowy version of Canyon Network? Not actually. I think
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name of
Yeah.
it. The one that always got me was the one that had like the big mountain or the volcano in the middle or whatever it was. And yeah, basically, if you didn't go for the middle, you went around either way, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like, that's probably the map where a lot of that NASCAR stuff started from.
I don't remember which. I know. I mean, there was a couple. I mean, it's been years since I played MWO. I
Yeah.
can't get back into it. I freaking rage quit that game forever ago. I used to stream the shit out of it. But anyway, moving into the firing phase. Looks like the Jenner might have an angle on the Imp, but he's probably out of range. The Imp, of course, with a torso twist, could probably shoot any one of those three mechs. Assuming line of sight doesn't get occluded. Interesting choice of teams here. Of course, we have the Imp and two small mechs, the Jenner and the Firestarter. Both mechs are, of course, quite maneuverable. And of course, Bowhammer has elected to take the Atlas, the Jenner, and the Hunchback, his same normal three. But as some teams have found, when you find the winning combination, you don't really alter it too much. All right, I said it as a joke earlier, but I will say this. If Foe takes a loss tonight, there might be a part of me that is ecstatic, but there'll be another part of me that's like, oh. All right, Hunchback eating two PPCs, one in the right torso, one in the left arm. 9 out of 15 missiles hitting the Hunchback as well. Those focusing mostly on the left side. That left arm is actually starting to get eaten up. 1 armor remaining on the Hunchback's left arm.
It's okay. There's nothing in the
damage.
left arm.
No, there isn't.
It's just that right twist. And you know what? That was some great maneuvering there because I was one hex away from being able to target the Imp with the Hunchback, and yeah, just could not get there. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna eat a whole bunch of missiles here.
Yeah,
Yep.
you definitely did. Hunchback, of course, made their PSR. I'm done, so go ahead and click done, Foe.
All right.
Heat is manageable across the board. Now we get to see what the initiative looks like for the next round. And it's looking like Jenner's first, and then the Mirage, and then the Imp, followed by the Atlas and the Hunchbacks. The Imp is kind of low on the board there. But for the moment, not that battle value matters in this match. Go ahead, Talus. Not that battle value matters much in this match, but the Dover Crows are in the lead insofar as battle value might be concerned any other week.
Yep, that was a lot of missiles there. So
yeah,
and the Atlas missed with everything. So
yep, nothing like watching a flock of LRM-20s just streak right over your target and go shit.
Yep.
But we don't simp for 9s around here. It's so weird. It's been so long. I feel like it's been so long since we had a PvP match. But then again, week 5 was all player versus GM matches. So I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I'm just over here trying to kill air to make sure that nothing quiet is on the board while people figure out what their moves are going to be. This is almost a new concept to me. Oh, for those that don't know, Bowhammer has agreed to run the Imperium Maledictum module Chemical Burn. I'm totally joking. He has not agreed. He's just I'm trying to convince him to do it.
I just read the rule book, so
Yeah. I like this system. I feel like it's a really, really good, I don't know if blend is the right word, or if it's just an upgrade to previous Warhammer 40K role-playing books.
yeah.
Wrath and Glory did a pretty decent job of putting something together insofar as the mechanics, which is basically figuring out how many six-sided dice you roll and how many successes you need. But with Imperium Maledictum, we see a return to the classics, for lack of a better thing to call them. You know, Rogue Trader, Death Watch, Dark Heresy, and I feel like there's another one, and I can't think of the name. Well, there's probably a couple more that I don't even know about, but you know, the percentile system, also very similar, basically the same mechanics more or less as the Warhammer Fantasy rule set, which again I enjoy. What I've read of them, I've enjoyed both of them. So, but yeah, Bowhammer is considering. I'm trying to convince him. To be honest. I don't want to twist his arm too much though, because at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, you're
It's all
not
about
having
finding
fun.
time.
Well, yeah, finding time is always key. Interesting move with that Jenner. Oh, that's not. Oh, I got confused as to whose Jenner that was. My bad. I was like, wait a minute, that Jenner was.
They're both black. Yeah.
Yeah, black and red or black and gold. So.
Yep.
Actually, no, the crows have more of a gray than it is a black, or maybe it's a matte black versus a glossy black. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me.
I could have gotten right behind the imp, but I didn't want to do that with him being a level higher than the
No, you never want to do that because there's nothing that's gonna stop. I mean, me personally, you know damn
Especially
well.
100
If you want
ton
to suck
neck
me into a trap, go ahead and stand one hex below and one hex next to me. I will turn to kick you in the face every time.
Well, plus that would make it easy for the, barrage to turn around and,
Oh yeah, yeah.
get behind the Jenner or something. Actually, even the imp could have probably gotten around behind the Jenner too. So
entirely possible. Entirely possible. The imp doesn't have the greatest movement profile, but definitely don't want to tempt fate. Not when you've got that imp right there with just as many lasers as you got.
Yeah. But way more armor.
Yeah. A lot more armor.
Yeah. Although part of me just wants to see the Jenner get 100-ton kick to the face.
Oh, I love doing that. Oh man, I remember in the days back in this would have been like the mid to late '90s. My first forays into the BattleTech universe. Actually, this would have been my second run in with the BattleTech universe. The old school multiplayer BattleTech 3025 or before that, multiplayer BattleTech Solaris. Basically, you and 3 of your buddies fighting 4 other people in Solaris arena style engagements. And the Imp was a commonly selected assault mech. Right up there probably with, the Atlas and 1 or 2 other mechs that were just big, round, bulbous looking things coming down the screen, shooting shit at you. I remember those days. That was a lot of fun times. Actually, that was like 98, 99 when I was doing that. Originally, it was on AOL. And then after that, it was, I want to say Game Peak, Game Store, Game Storm, something like that. And then briefly, multiplayer BattleTech 3025, where it's basically players could choose their faction, fight for actual planets across the inner sphere, It was an MMO, sort of. It didn't last very long, unfortunately. All right. It looks like we got the Atlas and the Hunchback trying to circle in around the Imp, which is currently distracted by the Jenner. And the Mirage also going after the Jenner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's intentional or not. It probably is, but that Imp is again 1 hex out of range of the closest I could get the Atlas to being within the medium laser range.
Well,
So
let's let Talus have it and say it was intentional. And if it
That-
wasn't, Talus, just don't tell us.
yeah. Yeah, just out of range of all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Medium laser, SRM, AC-20.
Listen, I've said this before. Talus is one of those guys, kind of like AP in a way. He will find the one core mechanic that will turn him into a god in any game he plays. Without cheating. Like, he will find the way to do it in the framework. And so Talus very well might have figured out how to make Megamech work and bend it to his will. All right, we got some damage to take in here. The medium lasers and the SRM4 all hitting the Imp there.
Yep. I just for the people at home, I just alpha striked with the Jenner just because
I mean, that's what Jenners do.
Well, that and I saw the Imp turn to face it. I'm like, oh boy, this might be the last round.
Might be the last time you get to do this. Now we got the Hunchback as well. Fortunately for that Imp, 50% horizontal partial cover there.
Yep.
So all the shots hitting on the upper body only. Unfortunately, the Imp is going to take a lot of damages in and around the upper body, but the legs are fine. The Jenner, on the other hand, not so much. Losing a whole arm. That's going to pump the Jenner all the way up to heavy damage. And let's see what else. Yep.
Wow, took a PPC to the left leg there and almost blew it completely off.
Yeah, it did.
4 internal structure remaining.
Yep. Yeah, those PPCs are not.
But the other one, like you said, hit the arm and just completely crumpled it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am good. PSRs are made, so all mechs are still standing, and we have none in melee range yet.
Yeah, just to point out, the Imp needed a 5 and rolled a 6, so just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but a hit is a hit, my friend.
Yeah. And that Jenner is, it can't take much more than that.
And that Imp, oh my God, Taos, you're gonna have to watch your heat management because that Imp is super hot right now.
Yeah.
That Imp is.
And it's going.
And it's moving first. Followed up by that Jenner that is fucked up, but I believe still has all of its firepower.
You know what though? This could be big. The fire starter is moving last, and that's a big one to be moving last there.
Yeah, it's not as fast as a Jenner, but it is still quite maneuverable.
Yeah,
especially when you got some hills around.
And especially it can take, all of my mechs do tend to run a bit hot. Well, maybe not the Atlas so much, but the Hunchback is really good at sinking heat, but it's always right at that edge.
What happened?
Wait, what happened to the Imp? It's prone?
Yep.
Did you had to choose to go prone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was gonna say, just like, what the hell happened, man? Okay. The Imp is fucking being silly now. And I shouldn't say silly. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I want to see how this turns out and see if this actually works to his advantage by going prone like that. He will, of course, have, I believe, because he chose to go prone, he'll still have to make a PSR to stand up when he gets around to standing up again. But
interesting.
There is something to be said about getting low to the ground when bullets are flying your way. I'm telling you, man, Talos will surprise you. For someone who's not very well experienced in how to play Megamech, he will fucking surprise you. And they're not the surprises that you get from a noob. They're the surprises of somebody who's like, are you sure this is only your 15th time playing this game? Of course, he did forget to take into account how firing arcs.
But no, actually, I think that's kind of interesting because the Jenner, it's limited in the amount of damage that it can do. It's a crit seeker, but that's actually really smart now because Well, I'll see what the Atlas is like here in a second, but I don't think I can hit it with my Hunchback now because it's got
No, I don't
the
think you
high
will. I
elevation
don't
there.
think you
Yeah,
will.
I don't think I can move
The
anywhere where I
Jenner
can.
might be able to, only because you've got that hot dog that'll help, but your heat is up pretty high.
Yeah.
So you're playing with. I really didn't mean to make a pun out of it, but it's there. You're playing with fire, literally, because you do have ammo on board. Now, hot dog, of course, will offset some of those penalties, but not a lot.
What is
Yeah.
hot dog? That's like the
I
fourth time
believe
I've heard
it's like
that.
I believe it. I have to look for sure, but I believe it's +1 to.
To avoid a
Yeah,
shutdown.
to avoid shutdowns or ammo explosions.
I don't think
Based
it
on-
counts for
based
ammo
on-
explosions, but I might be wrong on that.
I might be wrong too.
I thought it was only for shutdowns, but
Basically, anytime the heat forces a PSR, which is usually shut down, possibly we don't know for sure without looking at the rules. I can't open it because it'll block the view of the game. But if you look in the rules, it would say it. I took these rules out by the special piloting abilities. I took them out of the RPG, The Time of War.
you didn't
But,
do what I thought you were going to do with that Jenner. I thought you were going to try to circle it around the Hunchback. So I was being like super conservative there.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, Talus will fucking he'll play a fucking head game on you.
Yeah.
I played him several matches before the season started, just to kind of help him get his feet wet and everything. And yeah, I beat him 4 out of 5 times, but there was a couple of times he made some moves where I was like, I was not expecting that, you son of a bitch. I'm still gonna beat the shit out of you, but you just made it cost me something.
Yeah. I am just picturing, a huge mech like the Imp going prone though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's basically like this big dome, with arms
basically.
and legs.
I
And
think
it's
when
just
you
like,
called it
I'm just trying to. How does it
you,
even work?
I think
Because
when
it
you
doesn't
called
have like
I'm sorry.
it
go
doesn't
ahead.
have like a head that it can like angle up. So if it's prone, it's kind of laying on its cockpit. I don't know.
I think we're about to see the downfall of your Jenner. That's what I think is about to happen.
Hey, the Jenner has a downfall probably like
Every
8 or
match.
9 out of every 10 matches. I mean, it's more surprising when it survives them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, it's basically missing like a third of its firepower right now with losing the right arm. But
Yeah.
and that's what Jenners do.
Yeah,
They blow
yeah.
up.
They go out there, they cause problems, and they die.
Yeah.
Got to see what he can do with that prone imp. Don't think he can get a shot on your Atlas.
Nope, nothing.
You might have been able to get your left arm into that arc, but I'm not sure. For the Jenner, I doubt it actually.
Now this will be interesting because I'm within range for the medium lasers. I can still target the imp, but I don't know with the hill there if I can actually, if anything actually, it'll roll to see if it hits. But since it's below cover, I'm guessing I don't know if it actually will.
Yeah, in the little rangefinder in the game, which for me is middle mouse click. There's actually another combination you can use, but selecting the Hunchback mech, the Hunchback hex.
What the heck? You never told me about this function.
Middle mouse button to click between
Yeah.
2 hexes. I'm pretty sure I told you. I know James asked me how I did it because he saw me do it.
I've never done this before. Lovely.
Yeah, you click between 2
That's another
hexes, it'll
thing I
give you
get
the range
get
and
to use now.
it'll give you the range. It'll give you obstacles as far as like trees or smoke, or line of sight, or elevation.
What is it? Middle mouse button?
Yeah. Middle mouse and the start hex, middle mouse and the ending hex. It'll do the counting for you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But for
I didn't know
the
that
Hunchback
either.
firing on the imp, it doesn't take into account the fact that the imp is prone. So it has line of sight. But and a prone mech should be no more than 1 level tall, because standing they're 2 levels tall.
I wanted to.
What is going on over there?
We'll do it.
House, is that you bouncing around? Uh-oh, something
boy.
blew up.
Ah,
Yep, the Jenner lost a leg. Jenner is
it's
crippled.
Jenner.
Engine hits as well. Jump jets. There it is. Destroyed by center torso damage.
Yep.
Poured out. Mech will be recoverable, of course. And then what else? Let me mark that down for a kill for whoever shot that. Which one was
I think that was the fire starter that got
Fire
the
starter. Yeah.
engine.
Yep, Firestarter gets the kill. That is Toju gets another kill. All right, what else we got here? Imp taking more rounds.
At
Imp
least the
taking...
Jenner hit
Ooh,
with
the Imp
everything before it went
re-rolls a
out.
head hit. One
Yeah.
head's remaining. Imp taking SRM6s. Imp taking internal structure. Imp taking critical losses. So
Yep.
the Imp is now at heavy damage.
AC-20 hit the left arm.
Yep. And it was 12 missiles, 5 of them hitting the left arm that took out the shoulder. As 7 more hit the right torso.
You know what's funny though? It's
Done, by
because
the
it's
way.
prone, it doesn't have to roll for the
Oh
amount of
yeah,
damage
he's already
that's
down.
through, he's already down.
Oh, I forgot to look. Did the Hunchback actually hit?
Yeah, the
It does
Hunchback
hit
hit with
everything. It looks like all but one.
No, misses
2.
one.
yeah, just one missed.
Yep.
Not one.
That is a little weird. That I think personally, I don't think that should have happened, but I don't have any way to retcon that.
But you know what? Yeah, I don't know because I don't know how it's like trying to figure that out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that was a little interesting. I would have thought that you wouldn't have been able to shoot it if it was partial cover already, but
Yeah.
unless it went up in elevation, I don't know if you moved it up.
I don't think
no,
so.
I think it's on the same level, but there's and we'll see when we get back here. But
all right, heat is now much more manageable across the field. Then once we see the next screen, we'll see the initiative. And it looks like the Atlas, and then the Jenner, and then the Imp, and then the Firestarter, and oh, that is nasty to have that Hunchback moving last. You guys are the Hunchback and the Imp are on the same level, but
same
there's
level,
one
but
level
there's
of
one level
interference.
between. Yeah.
So I think tabletop that would have been ruled out differently. I think I'm not 100% because I don't really play tabletop a whole lot. I almost always play Mega Mech.
Yeah, I would think that's how it would have been ruled in tabletop, but I'm wondering if maybe Mega Mech can't see the level 1 between it, and I don't know.
I think the biggest thing is it knows the mech is prone, so it'll be forced to do prone related things like standing up, can't fire from both arms or whatever the hell the case might be. But I don't think it registers prone as a means by which to have partial cover increased. That is a little weird. That is a weird scenario. I definitely would have retconned it as a GM if this was a table. I'd be like, no, the Hunchback doesn't have line of sight.
Yeah.
But
That's
unless
just
somebody,
a little unfortunate.
yeah, and unless somebody could show me in a book where that wouldn't have been the case, that's what my ruling would have been. But unfortunately, with Mega Mech, I don't have a way to retcon that, and I don't feel like there's too much dissent here at the table to restart the match for that. Unless, of course, somebody really wants to throw I don't want to say hissy fit because that almost sounded bad, but unless somebody wants to object to that ruling.
I mean, if you want to, I'd be okay with like restart. I don't have a problem restarting the match, but actually, I think restarting the match might be more to your disadvantage because I'm already down the Jenner.
Yeah.
I mean, granted that the battle value doesn't count in this match, but that just means I have one less mech to maneuver with
still,
or do.
And your mech isn't fucked up enough to where it can't just stand up and reposition somewhere else. It's cooled off enough so it's got full movement. Granted, still 3/5, but it still has full movement options, so it just needs to reposition in order to better protect itself. I don't know why that prone wouldn't have worked like that. I don't know. But
I don't think you can do again being Mega Mech. If this was like tabletop and that, well, it would have ruled differently. But like I would have said that you could just because you didn't know that was it was going to go that way with going prone. I would say that you could basically stand up for free type thing. We'll just rule that you hadn't actually gone prone. But I don't think you can do a free stand up and Mega Mech.
I don't have a way to retcon anything here. Unfortunately, that's the one drawback with Mega Mech is it does a pretty good job of simulating the tabletop, but it doesn't fully replicate it. If that makes sense. At any rate, it is somebody's turn to move.
It's mine, and apologies.
No worries. We were definitely yakking for a minute there.
Yep.
I will say this. if it weren't for the fact that the Hunchback was able to cause damage
fuck.
despite the situation, going prone then was probably not a bad call overall.
Yeah.
I take it your mech attempted to stand and did not stand so well.
No, I tried
Oh.
to move the Jenner, but time ran out. So
Yeah.
it's understandable. It's fine.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, you still have the Mirage and Imp to reposition to take
Yep,
advantage of. Now, of course, the Hunchback does have the option of coming in. I really shouldn't say this, but I'm sure Foe's already thinking about it. Just come in and obliterate his Jenner. Jenner for Jenner. Blood for blood. Skulls for the Skull Throne.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me
Speaking of the Jenner, I'm assuming the pilot is still like alive because it didn't like eject or anything. So, but you
your
basically
Jenner
it's just
pilot?
poured out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, your Jenner pilot probably won't even generate. It didn't generate, I don't think.
Oh, it's not showing.
Not like you,
There
not
we
like
go.
you would have ejected.
Okay.
You would have put it would have spawned the pilot, but your pilot.
Yeah, because it didn't spawn the pilot or whatever. So, but yeah.
Okay. Fuck me.
What'd you screw up this time?
He didn't stand up unless I failed the roll. I don't think I failed the roll.
You probably failed the roll. We'll find out
Yikes.
shortly. What was the roll needed? It shouldn't have been piloting +2.
That's what I would have thought, but I'm not sure now.
And who is that in there? That's a 3/4 pilot, isn't it?
3/4.
No, it did not move. What the okay.
No, you had to have failed your piloting. We'll see when we go from the movement to firing phase.
Usually, though, I mean, unless it changed, like normally, you'll see it like change directions or something if you fail like a piloting thing.
But it also could have just randomly rolled that hex facing.
Yeah.
And not have changed.
It could have, yeah.
He's trying to play hide and go fuck you with his 2 light mechs. Effectively, I think he's almost broken line of sight. Your Atlas might be able to touch the Jenner. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't say line of sight blocked. Firestarter to the Atlas, also not blocked, but probably has partial cover. Well, this is gonna be interesting. This has turned out to be an interesting tactical matchup here.
Yeah, it really is.
The Imp's not gonna have any coverage.
No, not the Imp. Your 2 light mechs from the Atlas.
Lights, yeah.
Yeah.
Who are, by nature of their weight class, are very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hunchback is moving in for the kill. Get him. Get him. Alright, I shouldn't be favoring any team here. On my screen, all I saw was the Jenner firing on the Hunchback. So. This actually really has turned out to be a quite interesting match. Some interesting tactical choices made by the Crows, which again is not uncommon for the Crows. In one particular round, we saw them. Oh, we got some damages to record here, so let me stop yapping for a moment. The Hunchback taking hits. He's already been taking hits. Never mind. Imp losing more stuff. Left arm gone. Left torso reduced to 18 internal structure. Center torso has 5 armor remaining on the Imp. Firestarter smacking the Hunchback. Hunchback is taking internal structure now. Hunchback will bump up to moderate damage. Hunchback firing on the Imp, taking out PPC, taking out the heat sink. I believe I have the Imp already at heavy. I do. And the Imp using up the last of their edge. Let me see. Left torso destroyed. 3 armor remaining on the center torso for the Imp. The Imp, of course, does not have to make a PSR. I'm still amused by that. CT armor gone on the center torso, down to internal structure now.
Oh, look at that! That's a lot of internal structure.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of good hits with a heavy hitting weapon will take care of that, no problem. But and each hit, of course, will trigger the chance for a critical effect.
Yeah.
Heat is still fairly decent across the board. And the Imp is moving
Imp goes last. Perfect 12.
That is awesome. Look at that.
That is huge.
That is amazing.
Wow.
Moving now into round 5. Movement phase. The imp getting fucked up, but the imp is not done. He just has to stand up and then cause major problems with what he's got left. He has lost a couple lasers in that PPC, but he still has a few lasers and a PPC and an LRM. Nope, the LRM's ammo is gone. I think that ammo was in the must have been in the torso.
Yeah, left torso is gone, I believe.
Yep, and that's where the ammo was in the left
Yeah.
torso. So now the LRM-15 is just a big chunk of metal. You could probably put like a speaker box in there now. Blast some tunes as you're blasting away. Puns. I love it. All right, let's see what these two guys do here on the board. The Atlas is basically just changing direction. We have the Hunchback and the 2 lights to figure out where they're gonna go. All right, Jenner scooting around, harrying the Hunchback, daring him
Yep.
to come out and play. Unfortunately, Talus does have to move both of his light mechs before the Hunchback moves. So the question there will be, will the Hunchback focus on the kill and the win? Or will he go after some lights for some extra points? That's the question. We already know what the Atlas is going to do. He's just going to lob an AC-20 and a bunch of LRMs and put it down. Maybe a couple of lasers to call it good. Interesting choice. Let's see how this plays out. We have the Hunchback, and then we'll have the Imp's movement. The Imp, of course, will have to stand up
Yeah.
in order to be truly effective at this point, especially having lost parts of its sides.
This is probably a mistake.
Oh, I like it. I like to hear when the not underdog team is about to make a mistake. Please make a mistake. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the Kool-Aid Man time. Almost literally, because the only thing missing there was a wall.
Oh,
for
got
the
up.
Kool-Aid, for that
Oh,
mech to
thank
run
God.
through.
Look at
All right,
that.
the Imp is up.
Needs a 4, rolled a 4.
Yeah. And the Imp has some coverage from back shots from the Atlas, so that's an interesting choice of where to go. Although with only a 3-5 movement and losing 2 of those points just getting up, wouldn't have had much in the way of options anyway. Although, nope, still has line of sight. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll have partial cover, maybe.
You'll have some cover, hopefully. You should.
Yeah, I'm -1, so.
Yeah, and he's on level 1 with.
And what's interesting is that the Atlas is in such a position that I can't get any closer without using a ton of movement to go around that.
Yeah, because you're on that little lake. You're on that little point.
Yeah.
On the waterfront there. I believe the word I'm looking for is actually a peninsula. Let's call it a peninsula. There's definitely 3 sides of water there.
Quite.
Yeah, come on. Fuck them up, Talons. I mean, good luck, guys. I'm sorry, Poe. One, I love to troll you. 2, I really am going for the underdog here. So, so is Olaf, by the way. It's nothing personal. I mean, Olaf has always gone for the underdog. The underdog and the Merricks. Those are his teams.
We'll see what happens here.
Yep. All right. Hunchback loses its arm. We didn't see that coming. Loses a shoulder critical, though. That alone,
Oh,
as well
wow.
as the
2
rest of the
medium
next
wins,
damage that's about to happen. Losing critical slots. Hunchback continues to eat a bunch of shit from everybody. Unfortunately for the Crows, that's about all they managed to do with all that impressive amount of firepower. In response, the Imp is taking full-on, no partial cover from the looks of it. Nope, because that took straight damage to the right leg from the rear.
Oh, God. The LRM 20
Holy
missed.
shit! AC 20, center torso rear for 20 damage. There's still 1 point of armor remaining.
Yeah.
Jenner needs to roll critical, or excuse me, roll an edge, 1 remaining for the Jenner on the Crows, and then has to roll it again using up both points of edge. Imp is still standing, the Jenner is still standing,
God.
and that Hunchback is still standing, and we will have a melee phase here this round.
That was really good for Talus there because it didn't. I was hoping I could take that Jenner out of the match or at least like cripple it. Well, we'll see what happens here with the physical round. But yeah, I mean, that just looking at this, that's not a bad swap there for taking out my left arm, which had 1 laser and 2 more medium lasers in the right torso there. Yeah, that.
I am not done. I apologize.
Actually, only 5 internal structure remaining on the right torso too. So that was big for the damaging the Hunchback there.
All right.
Yeah, this kick is going to be interesting.
You know, the cool thing
For
about
both
kicks
sides.
is when they hit, it doesn't matter how big or what the size difference is. A kick that connects triggers a PSR. And the Hunchback takes a kick to the leg. The Jenner takes a kick to the leg. Both mechs still standing.
Nothing happened.
Oh boy. Okay.
And Flowhammer is not that battle value matters in this match.
Yeah.
But battle value. Flowhammer is on the downside. Firestarter, Atlas, Hunchback, Imp, Jenner. That is the initiative order.
That's really good for you because you only have to move 1 mech before I have to move
both
everything.
My 2. Yeah.
You still got to get that Imp, or excuse me, you still got to get that Atlas though.
Yeah, the Atlas is actually undamaged right now.
Yeah, it is completely
That's the
undamaged,
problem.
and your mechs are in bad shape.
Yeah.
Or bad position, if not both, as far as dealing with the Atlas. However, you know, I mean, if you're gonna keep fucking with the Hunchback, you know, you're not in a bad spot whatsoever. Just kill it thing. Kill it with fire. Don't listen to me though. I don't want Foe to think I'm trying to take your side. Foe is definitely having a bit of a challenge that I think he was not expecting. I'm not gonna lie. I will say that.
Yeah, the positioning for the Dover Crows has really been on point here. And yeah, I basically cannot do anything with this Atlas right now with it being positioned. I was kind of, you're basically going the wrong way for the Atlas to stay engaged here.
Yeah.
And
I think Talos' tactic or strategy in this game is simply avoid the Atlas at all costs.
yeah.
Kill everything else, no matter what happens in the match. Kill everything else, ignore the Atlas.
Is there still the 10-turn time limit?
Yeah, the 10-turn time limit does remain. We're in turn, I want to say 6 now. Let's do a quick control R. Yep, turn 6, or round 6, I guess.
Yeah, can't do much.
Let me just back out of these woods because I'll be goddamned if I get a shield in my back all the way over here. That's what I saw the Atlas do. I don't know about you. Back up out of these woods. It's almost like that gif of when Homer Simpson pops out of the bushes and then
Yeah,
pops right back
into the
in.
bush. That's what it was. Yeah, because well, I wanted to back up because otherwise I'd have to turn around and I'd be facing the wrong way. I
Yep.
could torso twist and maybe hit like one or two of them,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm just trying to keep the Atlas engaged here and not, have everything move out of range.
Yep.
I mean, it's still got the AC or sorry, the LRM 20, but it hasn't really hit much with that.
No, and the thing about the LRM-20 is one missile is still a hit, my friend. Not that
Yeah.
you're going to roll one on a cluster table for LRM. Ooh,
Oh,
smart.
yep.
That is a good call, and that may even block the imp from the Hunchback. Sure. On the tabletop, that would have been a choice by the defending player. Actually, no, because level. I don't know. The Atlas can't see him, I don't think. Oh no, Megamech says he can. Not sure how. One level down with a level 1 in the way. Megamech says the Atlas can still see the imp. That's weird. Maybe my understanding of line of sight isn't correct.
I think it based on the line that it draws, I think because it goes partly through that level 1 hex in front,
Mm-hmm.
I think it can still see part of it. So it's probably saying it just has partial coverage.
Could be. Well, partial cover will usually be helpful. I mean, if your torsos are already bashed up, that's not helpful. That's the point when you kind of want your legs to eat some damage. But we'll see what happens here. We're moving now into the firing phase. Will the Hunchback survive the round, or the Hunchback score a kill? That's the question to ask.
Oh boy, 3 to hit on the medium lasers for the Hunchback onto
that's
the imp.
Oh, that's bad. That is bad.
That is bad. With what, 5 lasers left? And a small as well?
Yeah, we'll just throw the small in there just for good measure.
Oh, let's see. What do we got here?
Firestarter misses.
Firestarter misses. Imp hits the Hunchback. Hunchback losing parts.
Yeah.
Doesn't change.
Lost the right
damage. Lost the right torso on the Hunchback.
Oh, right torso. Yeah, right torso. Yep. I saw the right arm.
Ooh, that's bad though. That's where most of your lasers are.
That's where all my lasers are.
Yeah.
Actually, now he has no weapons except for the head.
The small laser. Yeah, the
small laser.
His headlamp.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, the Hunchback even took a headshot but re-rolled it.
Yeah.
Atlas kills the imp, and that is game.
Oh, yeah.
20 damage to the center torso.
With the AC-20.
With the AC-20. Just
center mass.
And because he hit the left torso, but it had to transfer over.
Yeah.
Let's roll. Okay, so the Atlas gets the kill on the imp. Let's see. The imp isn't actually crippled from anything I see, just the fact that he lost his center torso. So that doesn't change anything there. So the imp is defeated. That imp kill goes to Pritha. And that is going to end the match. I don't know if we're going to finish the round. I don't think we had any mechs at melee range anyways.
Nope.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and click done.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
And and there it is.
Yep. Victory condition.
Yep. We got the imp kill. All right. Well, let's start tallying shit up. The Golden Suns will automatically get 3 points. The Crows will get 1 point simply because of who won the Mega Mech fight. The Crows will also receive 4 points for killing an assault. So that's going to be 7. They get 10 for killing the opponent commander and 5 for keeping theirs alive. That's going to give them a grand total of 7, 15, 22. The Crows will receive 1 additional point for a light mech kill for a grand total of 2. And that gives us a score of 22-2 for the Golden Suns. I almost said Golden Crows and thought I was going to say the wrong name. All right, let me pull up my rules so I can see what the various tables are and stuff. Our next thing to figure out is fans. Starting with the winning team, the Golden Suns. You are going to roll 2d6. Let me get to the right page here. I'm gonna. Give me 1 second. Page 12.
Yep.
All right. For you, +1 for the win. You are now at 4 wins, so that's +2 additional. We had no melee kills. We had no mechs outright destroyed. So you have a total of +3. Let's see. 1 for the win. 1 for 2+. 1 for 4+. So yeah, +3. 2d6 +3. See how many fans you gain here. And
10.
you have 7 and a 10 total. That's +2. Talus.
Yeah.
You have a -1, and you are now on a 3-loss streak, so that's going to be an additional -1, so a total of -2 on the fan roll. Please make your 2d6 roll. 5 minus 2 is 3. You're going to lose 1 fan. All right, next up is wealth. This one's easy. 22-2 is the final score, which means the losing team gains 24 wealth. The winning team gains 34 wealth. You also get 2 wealth from your sponsorship for a grand total of match earnings for 36 wealth. Let's go ahead and start inputting stuff on the spreadsheets. Oh, I forgot to do the little dot. One more for one. There we go. Okay. All right, starting with the starting with the Crows. General info. Now 5 wins, 0 losses, and a draw, and you're going to gain 22 points to your 45. That's going to take you up to 67 cumulative victory points. You have gained a total of 2 additional fans, taking you to 32 fans. You no longer need to do your secret roll. Block that screen, or that cell. Finances. Match earnings. You earned 36 total. Well, let me do this. 34 plus 2 there. And then fan income is 21. That is all that I need to add at the moment. Now for the pros. General info. 2 wins, 4 losses. Gaining 2 victory points, taking you to a total of 22 cumulative. And losing 1 fan, going from 5 to 4 fans now. Finances. Match earnings. 24 wealth. Fan income is 4. Our next step now is the draft. Starting with the winning team, because that's the easiest way for me to do that. Bowhammer, 2d6, +1 for winning, plus another, or excuse me. Oh, okay, I see what I did wrong. All right, I read it wrong. All right, so you have a grand total of +3 on your draft roll. So 2d6, please. 8 to 11. That means 2 pilots and 1 tech. Go ahead and get that 1d6 roll command copied. We're going to start with your pilots because you need to give up 2 of them. You actually over here so I can see what I'm doing.
All right, first pilot.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure. All right, starting with the tier 2, so this will be a 2 or lower. They will be drafted. Susarla.
So 2 or lower.
Correct.
Oh man.
That's a yikes.
Oh,
that's
I
my
just saw
2-2.
it. Yep. It took me a second for my brain to register it. Sorry, guys. All right, so where is your list of people?
So that's my one with the gunnery. Yeah.
Susarla drafted. You also have a second pilot that needs to be drafted here, so give me just a quick second. Yep, natural aptitude gunnery gone.
That's
next
the hunchback pilot.
Yeah, Pritha.
All right.
2 or lower, and she is gone. Safe. Now Hernandez, 2 or lower. Gone.
Oh man.
Oh, this draft's are.
I would like to use my manager reroll.
We don't have that here. Sorry. What the hell? Why is McAfee trying to run shit on me all over?
Man.
Or at all for that Hernandez.
Lost
drafted.
my 2 best pilots there.
Yeah, that's. I've seen a couple other teams, the Dragonborn in particular. One of the NPC teams as well had that problem. All right, next we have the text. I need to move this window around a little bit so I can get to the front tab. Starting with your tier 2 text because you have no tier 3 text. We'll be rolling replacement information here in just a moment.
Okay.
Starting with Bolsaris, 2 or less, and they are gone.
All right.
You had that F in there. You had the F for chat. That's what it was.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. F in chat. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God.
there goes Bolsaris.
Yeah.
Wow, talk about losing a lot of.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you have a winning team. The big leagues come looking super hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Starting with your, well, let's do your text since I'm on that screen right now. Go ahead and roll a 1d6. This will be your replacement text starting level.
All right.
Veteran automatically.
That's
makes
good,
him
at
a
least.
Tech
Yep.
2 or tier 2. And then let's see, 2 edge, and then a
Lost a
1d6.
veteran, replaced with a veteran.
Yep, 1d6 for their starting experience points. 4.
4.
Not a bad roll either. All right, now for your 2 new pilots, starting with the first one, that will be a 1d6 for their experience level.
Cool.
Another veteran. Look at you.
Yep.
All right, that's going to be 3, 4, 2 edge, 0 tactics, and 1d6 for experience points.
All right.
2.
2.
Ready. Okay, and then your second replacement pilot. Go ahead and roll 1d6 for experience level.
Okay.
Oh,
another
Jesus,
6.
man. Where were these 6s where you didn't have to worry about losing these guys?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. 2 edge, 0 tactics, 1d6 for experience points. 5. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah,
All right.
whoever recruited them is just like, these guys are really good. We'll get you.
Well,
some good
they
ones."
were well-known names, and
Yeah.
your replacements have yet to prove themselves.
Yeah.
Talus,
Yeah.
it is your turn, my friend. This is going to be a 2d6 roll. You're going to have -1, and now a -2 additional, so a total of -3. And you rolled a 7 for a 4 total, which means nobody is drafted from your team. I make a joke of this when it happens, but simply because your team is just not doing well enough to garner attention from the big leagues.
It's okay. They took plenty from the Dracon.
From
What's
the
it called?
Suns?
Luthia? Not from the Suns.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Suns, let's look at now your maintenance situation. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mechs with. I can't look at the text on the screen anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means one of your mechs is currently unmaintained, and I am tracking a Locust 1E going into its 4th week of being unmaintained. That sound right to you? Sounds right to me because I'm looking at it.
I'm showing. Hang on a second.
Or did you actually sell that and I forgot to account for it? 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm
6, 7, 8.
showing. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I just didn't have the other tech listed, so I thought I only had 6 techs, but you're right. I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you have 7. 2 of them on my roster are currently listed as new tech. 1 from last week and 1 from this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one you just got.
Yeah, it just got. Yep. So the Locust is unmaintained. Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be at 4. So 1d6, we're going to add 4, and if the total number is 6 or higher, it loses some of its. It basically degrades 1 level.
All right, 1d6.
Correct. Plus 4
Right.
for a total of 7, which means the Locust is now at lightly damaged, as opposed to ready.
Yeah, and no, the one that I had that I sold was the other Jenner.
That's right.
Because remember that one Jenner
that you could never
original tech
repair.
was so badly damaged that I couldn't repair it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'll just buy another one. Then
Yep.
I think it was the same week I rolled in and finally got repaired, so I had 2 Jenners.
All right, so you have 8 mechs, but only 7 maintained. 3 went to the field, so -4 for maintenance. And then I'll do. Oh, we can do your salaries real quick. So pilots, 2 for all your greens and regulars. Let's do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 in finances for your salaries. -10. And then Talus. Let's look at your stuff.
Yep.
Mechs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total mechs currently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 techs currently, but you did pick up one.
Mm-hmm.
But they did just join as of tonight. Well, you know what? That actually, we can argue that your quick draw that we currently have is being unmaintained. Or excuse me, we
The
did
one
some.
that I
Yeah.
rotated them all around so that
Yeah, so the
everything
new
was fine.
tech would have started this week on that one. So actually, your quick draw is fine. So that means is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 -3 for the field gives you maintenance of -4. Salaries, starting with your pilots, 2 for all your greens and regs, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -8 in salaries. Now let's talk about repair costs. Since we'll start with crows on this one. We have an imp that is heavy damage. Assault heavy is 8. For the Jenner, a light mech crippled. That is.
I had a Jenner that was crippled. What?
I have crippled. Stand by. Did
Mine
he
was
take it
crippled.
in?
I mean,
he was
It's very
crippled. I
possible I
don't.
marked the wrong Jenner.
I think you did. Yeah, because I don't think anything I did on his Jenner got through.
No,
armor.
it literally stayed on armor. It didn't go to internal, if I recall correctly.
It's like I said, it's entirely possible I mismarked the Jenners.
Physical attacks. Yeah, right here says 0 armor, but no internals, and then
The Jenner D was the Jenner D was the one that got crippled
yeah, not
because
the
the engine
F.
hits. Okay. I see so I did indeed mark the wrong Jenner. So I think your Jenner, the Jenner F, I don't think it actually took a whole lot. No, your Jenner F did take damage at some point.
It
I
took
remember that because the
damage.
Hunchback
Yeah.
blew it up a little bit. I'm just looking for a round where I can see the Jenner taking fire. Hunchback, Imp, firing on the Jenner, armor damage, no internals, throwing, and then the last round, Hunchback. There's my cat rubbing his head against my leg. It was just so weird for that to happen right then and there. Okay, yeah, your Jenner is only showing as light damage. I apologize.
Yeah.
I definitely marked the wrong. Yeah, I definitely did because I just now noticed I marked your Jenner Talus as being the one defeated, when in truth it was actually the other one. Okay, although I did appropriately mark kill credit, so imagine that. Anyway, Jenner, light damage. That is going to cost you 1, and your fire starter was undamaged, so -9 repairs and no medical, surprisingly. For the Golden Suns, Atlas, untouched, Hunchback, heavy damage, medium mech at heavy damage is 4, and your light mech that was crippled is 4 also, so -8 for repairs and 0 medical. Let me go ahead and add that to your spreadsheets. Golden Suns, repair cost -8, 0 medical. For the pros, repair costs -9, 0 medical. All right. Oh, look at that. The crows managed to pull off 2 wealth profit, even with the selling of a griffin and the purchase of an imp. All right. All right. Next up is repair rolling. So let me get to the correct screen and tabs and whatnot here. Starting with, we'll just do the Golden Suns. Whoops, I just kicked my cat. Sorry, kitty. Sorry, Stitch. All right, Atlas needs no rolls. Hunchback needs a 4+, and you have 4 total attempts.
All right, it's on a 1d6.
Correct.
All right,
and you got it. There's your
First
6.
try.
There's your 6 rolls again.
Yep.
Jenner also needs a 4 with 4 attempts.
All right.
And you got Jesus Christ, foe. Where are these sixes when you're trying to blow shit up on the fight?
Let's keep these sixes going into my Blood Bowl match.
Yeah, no shit. Talus, your
Mhm.
imp needs a 4+ with 3 attempts. Got it. That's 1d6,
Oh, that's a
not
2d6.
2. Yeah. I almost marked it and I was like, wait a minute. There's too many numbers in that line. Ooh, 2 attempts. One more time, please. One more attempt. That's
Hey.
2. That's 2.
No, god damn it.
3. Unfortunately, your imp is
No
not
repair,
repaired.
yeah.
So let me go ahead and update your sheet real quick before I forget. Max imp is
Crippled.
Crippled. Oof.
Yeah.
Not how crippled is spelled. That's how it's spelled. Oh, I could have just copied and pasted. There we go. All right. Your Jenner. Light damage. I need a 3+. Let me get to the right window here. 3+, and you have 3 attempts for the Jenner. 1d6.
Yep. I'm not gonna put 2d6, promise.
You
Wow.
you'd have been better off.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Used up
What?
What?
Wow.
Oh my god. Bro.
This is like the way that
Oh.
Lord Hunger was rolling in the match
I
with
didn't watch
vampires against the. Oh, you haven't
against the
watched
Hammer.
it? Yeah,
I
he
mean,
rolled so
I've
many
watched.
ones.
I usually don't watch the matches. I watch the interviews.
Yeah, but yeah,
that's
he
the point I
rolled
was.
so many ones. I mean, there was like 5 or 6 times where he rolled back-to-back ones. It was incredible. Like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah. Well, the good news, Talents, is your Jenner is only lightly damaged, but it is still damaged, and technically you can't take it to the field until it gets fixed. So your Fire Starter, on your other hand, is perfectly fine. So the next thing I need to do is go ahead and update experience points from the match, which will be also easy. Let me do that really quick. 6 for Al. Stallone gets 1 more, taking them up to 4. And Toju gains 2, going up to 6. Now for your techs. Let's see. What are we looking at here? Munison gaining 1. Coco gaining 1. And lastly, Rissinen gaining 1. Save that and minimize that. Golden Suns. Pilots. Well, the only one that's getting anything is Pritha, because the others are new. Pritha will gain 2 experience points, taking her up to 13. And then your techs. Botsaris doesn't get any because they're gone. Low gains 2 up to 8. And Kubovi gains 2 up to 10. And that is it for experience points. We've done all the other things. So let's go back into the interview room here. Let me get my screens changed over the way they need to be. All right, there we go. And yeah, Olaf, definitely the ever much the fan for the underdog, is he's not looking defeated. He will say he definitely, actually, if anything, he looks entertained. And he will lead off with congratulations, Skylar, on another Golden Suns victory. Mr. Tanaka, my condolences for yet another loss. I will say that your team is still dangerous. Don't know what that missing element is, the missing link, the missing key that will take your team from a losing team to a winning team. But I guarantee you, anybody going on the field thinking you're a pushover will be sadly mistaken by the end of that fight. Gentlemen, ladies, whatever. Gender neutral term. I don't know. What are your? Let me hear it. Let's talk about this match for a moment. That was a very tactical match, especially by the Crows. Once again, we are surprised by the Crows' tactical acumen on the field.
Yeah, so Skylar probably she probably put her drink down.
Yeah, she made her put it down. Made her put
Yeah,
made her put a drink down.
She's
for a
probably
moment.
got like one of those I don't know what they call, but like those really like fancy like purses that like really small. You probably fit like a couple things in it, but it's got like
Clutches
gems or whatever on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, she probably pulls like a handkerchief out of there and just
Oh yeah.
kind of dabbing the forehead a little bit because and she'll say that was a much tougher match than I anticipated. The Crows are they've as you said, Olaf, they are on a bit of a losing streak now, but that going against one of the top teams there, and the Atlas wasn't touched, but we basically have two fully destroyed mechs. Have you seen that Hunchback? There's nothing left but the head.
Well, what can I say? You bring your toys to the field. You can't expect them to stay clean all the time.
But I gotta pay for all this now, right?
You've
and I
got
just bought
plenty-
this stadium. No
I'm
one
sure,
told me that I was gonna have
I'm
to buy
sure
the
your
stadium.
accountants
and
will
buy...
advise you appropriately. I'm sure you'll have plenty of money, Skylar. Kenji, talk to me about some of the thoughts that went through your head as this fight progressed. We saw some really good movement, and effectively you isolated the Atlas and almost neutralized it. Of course, there were a couple of moments where we weren't sure exactly what, for instance, Al was doing with that imp. But please enlighten us a little bit, if you will, as to what was going on there.
I'm not entirely sure. I had half the mind from up here and watching the screens. It looked like the terrain was suitable, but I think at this point the landscapers might be out for us with all the fires we've caused in the past. So
more Elven bullshit. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah.
That was totally aside. Olaf would not have known anything about the Elven or the Dwarven, whatever. We make Blood Bowl references left and right now. that's our shtick. No, that was definitely a few moments there where it looked like the train was not getting in the way like one would expect. Maybe your custodial teams, or maybe our custodial teams, are a little bit upset about how much ash they have to pick up from all your burnt trees.
Yeah, I think there was 3 or 4 fires and
there
3 or 4
may not
matches.
be an EPA group out there right now yelling about you.
Yeah.
And have you seen the depression that imp made in the ground when it went prone? I mean, that's like,
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some small rodent family in there by the end of the day. I think we'll be fine, environmentally speaking. Countess, Kenji, thank you so much for joining us. Any final words for our viewers, both here on planet and across the Innersphere?
Nope.
I wanted to speak one more time about the biasness of the referees.
You won. Why are you angry? You won, Skylar. You won. Why are you angry?
Because the match against the industrialists, and how they
that was weeks ago. You got to move on, there. You got to move on.
No, we don't. I don't move on.
We know this. Kenji, any thoughts from you, please? Please.
I lost my train of thought, so none here.
Okay. All right, my friends, stick around, my viewers, my friends out there on the local networks, and of course, if you're living on some other planet other than Solaris, you probably can't really choose too much of what your next show is going to be. But coming up soon, we do have, of course, an interview with some of our league officials as we get ready and transition to our next match, which will be later on this evening. My friends, thank you for watching, and thank you for enjoying what we bring here to the table. And the production team will come in and end the show, as it were. Bo, Talus, wow, what a match! That was definitely and thankfully not one-sided. It definitely had a few moments of, okay, what's he gonna do when he deals with his hunchback, though? I definitely had that thought myself. So let me ask that as a question real quick for the players. If you had gotten that hunchback down, what the hell were you gonna do next?
It was honestly gonna be tactical maneuvering. I was gonna just keep the fucking light mechs on the Atlas's ass if I was able to get them around through the terrain, because there's plenty of parts where they could have hidden to get close, and then they both have jump jets, so it would have been very rough, I guess, for their Foehammer and this Atlas.
And I want to point out he did get the hunchback down. I mean, it wasn't, technically down, but there was nothing left but the small laser in the head. I mean, everything was gone on it. I mean,
it was definitely,
he effectively, even if he hadn't destroyed it, he effectively could have ignored it. I mean, it just, the most damage it could have done was maybe got a kick or a punch in, but actually no, it couldn't, because it lost both arms. So all it could do is kick and fire its small laser.
Yeah, and in order to get in a melee range, you'd still have to account for the fact that both those mechs, the Jenner and the Firestarter, were both faster than the Hunchback. So you might have had one round if you got lucky with positioning or initiative or both.
Yeah, maybe I could have done like a charge or something, but I mean, it was effectively out of the match. If I hadn't gotten the imp down, with that AC-20 shot. Yeah, I don't. The Atlas was undamaged, but it definitely would have, positioning wise, as Talis said, been in a lot of trouble because effectively the two light mechs could have just maneuvered behind it. It couldn't risk turning its back to the imp to try to engage the lighter mech. So it basically would expose its rear arc to both both light mechs. Wow.
And neither of them are lightly armed. Like the Jenner had 4 medium lasers, the Firestarter had 2, as well as 2 small lasers, and I believe machine guns. Yeah, which those you between those two mechs alone could have been really tough for that Atlas.
Yeah, the only thing that might have helped the Atlas a little bit was it had 2 rear arc medium lasers, but again, not much there.
Hey, I've lost a mech to those medium lasers.
That's true.
I remember that, you son of a bitch. All right.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Anything you got for the viewers at home or abroad or wherever, because this is the internet and it's only one planet, not 1,000. Anything?
I got nothing else.
Don't intentionally go prone in Mega Mech. It's not worth it.
I think, you know what? I think a better pilot would have pulled it off without too much of a problem. It's just a matter of when and where and being able to get back up again on the first try.
Yeah. I don't
know.
Because
that standing prone roll, I was wrong by not standing prone. The PSR to get back up is just your piloting skill. Which even with a 4 should have been sufficient on 2d6.
And honestly, I thought that was a brilliant maneuver, going prone like that. I disagree with the way that Mega Mech ruled that, with the Hunchback still being able to hit it behind the level 1 hill that was in the way. But
it had the 50% coverage at first, and
when
you would have thought.
When it was standing, so you would think.
And then when it was laying down, it didn't have any coverage at all, which was weird. So
that's why I said
whatever.
That's why I said if this was a tabletop event, I would have ruled in favor of the imp going prone like that. That whichever might be the Hunchback or the Atlas, or even both, probably would not have been able to get line of sight.
I just can't get this hilarious picture of the imp trying to go prone. I mean, it's basically like an egg-shaped mech. How does that thing go prone and still be able to? I think it probably goes prone. It's probably like going into crab mode where the legs go real wide.
It just planks.
Just kind of
It just planks on the ground. It just goes onto its forearms.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, we are done for this match, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed this match and the rest, please consider liking, subscribing, and all the other YouTuber shit. I'm going to call it what I call it, YouTuber shit. But on the real, what I would really appreciate beyond that is just come on down to the Discord server and hang out and talk shit with these guys, or me even. So, but we are going to get out of here. We do have Celasta coming up Monday evening and Second Star on Wednesday. There is another match scheduled to be recorded on Tuesday, and as I mentioned earlier, on the 16th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. Twitch.tv/Omar Krieg. We will be streaming the one NPC versus NPC team match this week. The Rock City Wolverines hosting American Industrialists, and we hope to see you then. In the meantime, my friends, stay safe and do what you got to do to take care of you and yours, because I'm definitely going to take care of mine. Have a good one, my friends.